class hanging out with some people arguing
So I did water polo when I was for a couple years. I just recently stopped a couple months ago, but the team was made of 15 boys and 2 girls, and they kept all of the guys were like, "Ooh, there's the girl in a swimsuit," that's kind of why I quit.
One of my friends, she's pretty uncomfortable just with people talking about, they're being attracted to her or that kind of thing. But this person kept sexually harassing her online, and other people started to catch on. She felt really, really uncomfortable about it, and it carried over not just online, but just in person. She became much more quiet and just more generally uncomfortable with everybody.
So there was this girl, and she was dating this boy, but I don't know if she knew, but this boy was a really bad guy, and he used to talk about her behind her back, and he exposed her on social media doing provocative things, and she was very sad about it, and they used to call her names on social media, and I don't think she could take it. She transferred schools. I don't know what happened to her.
WCPSS Policy 6414. It is the priority of the Wake County Board of Education to provide every student in the school system a safe and orderly learning environment. The board specifically prohibits harassing or bullying at all levels. Violations of this policy shall be considered misconduct and result in disciplinary action up to and including long-term suspension or expulsion. The difference between bullying and harassment. Now that we've discussed the definitions of bullying and harassment, it's clear that these are different but overlapping issues. Listed on this slide are ways in which bullying and harassment are both similar and unique. Think about the following specific examples that might be difficult to distinguish between bullying and harassment. 1. Refusing to let someone sit at any of the lunch tables in the cafeteria. Bullying or harassment. This is bullying because the behavior is intentional and repeated. 2. Photoshopping a classmate's face onto a naked body or lewd picture. Bullying or harassment. This is sexual harassment. It would not also be considered bullying unless it was repeated. 3. Repeatedly teasing someone for wearing religious clothing, such as a hijab. Bullying or harassment. This is both bullying and sexual harassment. The student is being targeted based on perceived characteristics about their religion, and the actions are repeated. So how can our school respond to bullying and harassment?
First, it's important to emphasize again that staff-student relationships are crucial. Research says that even though sexual harassment is common, only 1 in 10 students who experience it report it to an adult at school. This statistic can improve through the development of positive staff and student relationships, trust building, and consistency. Many adults at school may feel nervous about responding appropriately if a student comes to you with a report of bullying or harassment. But really, it's all about responding with empathy and action. Here are the 4 A's to help you navigate bullying and harassment reports with confidence. First, affirm the student's feelings. Second, ask questions. Third, assess the student's safety. And finally, act on behalf of the student. Now let's review our district's policies and procedures. You will find the district policies and procedures about bullying and harassment as reviewed earlier in this presentation at the first link. You can also find the state policies and procedures about bullying and harassment at the second link. One important element of completing bullying and harassment reports is developing student safety plans. These safety plans help students who've been targeted by bullying or harassment feel safe and supported by adults in the school and provide documentation of the school's response. This is an example of the second step middle school student safety plan. Just as student safety plans help to provide support and actionable next steps for students who have been the targets of bullying or harassment, behavior change plans provide that same support for students who've engaged in bullying or harassment. Behavior change plans help those students recognize the impact of their behaviors, identify their role in creating a safe school community, explore consequences, and provide documentation of the school's response. Finally, we'll close with how to best communicate with families about recognizing and preventing bullying and harassment at school.
So we know that family-school relationships are really important. So for example, if a school personnel needs to talk to a parent about, an issue with their child, it's nice if they have a positive, base and relationship established before they're talking about, maybe a problem that's happened at school. And so we know that when those relationships are healthy, that families and school personnel are better able to problem solve around various situations, and a lot of defensiveness on the part of parents can be minimized. So, for example, if a parent is hearing, information from a school for the first time and it's negative, the natural response is to defend, their child. And so, if the school has established, set of communication, procedures with parents, email, parent-teacher conferences, any kind of communication is really vital for later on problem solving. So we know that family-school
Ultimately, it is crucial to foster and support positive relationship with families. When communicating about a bullying situation, the importance of clear and empathetic communication cannot be overstated. Provided on this slide is an example template for responding to a family member's concern about bullying or harassment at school. There is also a link at the end of the presentation with resources for engaging in tough conversations with family and community members.
I have been bullied before, and I didn't like it. And when I see somebody getting bullied, I want to help out.
There had been a student at his school, and there was some incident with teasing. And even though my son and the student were great friends, my son apparently went up and defended him and told the other kids to stop.
Most of my friends kind of participated in it, and I thought it was kind of horrible and cruel. So I told them till that was cruel.
That close friend was always there for me. I could always talk to that person whenever something was wrong, and they would understand what I went through.
I went up to him and it's just like, hey, you can't let those guys get to you. And just remember that, you always have people to support you.
I talked to him a lot. He'll share things with me.
The little things that help. Somebody just saying that, hi, good morning, how are you?
It's easy to care about our friends and our family. It's harder sometimes to care about strangers, and yet we need to develop that kind of empathy within us, that we can look at someone who is not related to us or not a friend and realize that maybe someone's in trouble and they need help.
I helped him because I felt like if that was me, I would want some help. I see him now, he happy, got friends and stuff, like, if it make me feel good and stuff.
If I would have had that one person, even in kindergarten, that one person would have helped. A lot of things would be different.
I have been bullied before, and
I hope you all feel more confident about responding to bullying and harassment and building a safe and supportive school climate here at Riverbend Middle School. Following this staff presentation, we'll be sending out the PowerPoint via email and/or adding it to our Google Drive staff folder, with the presentation listed under the Tiger Den folder and within the Second Step folder. The purpose of this is that you are able to review our district policies and procedures and watch all staff unit overview videos for Unit 2, with Unit 2 being recognizing bullying and harassment. You will also be able to view and follow any links to related resources. Please come to us, which includes Mr. Klein and any student services staff member, with any follow-up questions. To find the resources shown in this presentation, visit the training page on the Second Step website. We would like to thank you all so much for your time and commitment to our students' health and safety. Thank you for sitting through this presentation. Have a great day.